What if your gut had more control over your mood than your brain? Turns out it kind of does. Find out about how this humble nutrient may be the most underrated superpower in wellness.
Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Check the description for trusted sponsors and ways to support the show. Fiber. That boring old nutrient your grandma talked about? Think again. Recent research shows it's actually a powerful force that could reshape everything from our mental health to how we fight climate change.
That's such an interesting perspective. The way something so basic has become this cutting-edge wellness phenomenon. And unlike most health trends, this one has serious scientific backing.
This might sound unbelievable. The WHO study that found just adding 7 grams of fiber daily, basically half a can of beans, can reduce your risk of major diseases by up to 24%. We're talking heart disease, stroke, diabetes, all dropping significantly.
That's pretty remarkable. But what exactly is happening in our bodies to create such dramatic effects?
Well, it all comes down to this fascinating connection between our gut and brain. We've got this entire ecosystem of microbes in our digestive system that's basically acting like a second command center for our body. These tiny organisms are producing neurotransmitters, regulating our immune system, even influencing our mood.
So you're telling me the bacteria in our gut are actually making chemicals that affect how we think and feel?
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. About 90% of our serotonin, the happiness hormone, is actually produced in our gut. When we feed these beneficial bacteria the right kinds of fiber, they produce compounds that can influence everything from our mental health to our cognitive function.
That really changes how we should think about mental health treatment, doesn't it? Instead of just focusing on brain chemistry, we need to consider what we're feeding our gut bacteria.
And that's leading to some groundbreaking research in psychobiotics, using specific bacterial strains or dietary approaches to treat mental health conditions. Scientists are finding that a well-fed, diverse gut microbiome might help with anxiety, depression, and even cognitive functions like memory and attention.
You know what's fascinating about all this? Traditional cultures have been eating fiber-rich diets for centuries without knowing any of this science.
Right. And now we're seeing the consequences of moving away from those traditional diets. The average person in Western countries is getting less than half the recommended 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. But here's something even more recent. Research shows that certain types of fiber might help our bodies deal with those notorious forever chemicals we keep hearing about.
Oh, wow. You mean PFAS, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. How does that work?
So certain types of fiber form this gel-like substance in our digestive system that can actually prevent these toxic chemicals from being absorbed. It's like having a natural detox system built right into our diet. And speaking of environmental impact, increasing our fiber intake through plant-based foods could also help address climate change.
That's really connecting the dots between personal and planetary health. But I imagine a lot of people might be worried about the digestive adjustments that come with eating more fiber.
That's a valid concern, but there are ways to minimize those effects. The key is to increase fiber intake gradually and make sure you're drinking enough water. We're talking about 8 to 10 cups a day, and it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive.
So what would you say are the easiest ways for someone to start increasing their fiber intake?
Simple swaps are the way to go. Choose whole grain bread instead of white. Add some beans to your salad. Throw some berries and nuts on your breakfast cereal. And here's a pro tip. When you're making smoothies, use the whole fruit instead of just juicing it. That way, you keep all that beneficial fiber.
Those sound like pretty manageable changes, and I imagine the benefits would start showing up pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Studies show that positive changes in gut bacteria can happen within just a few days of increasing fiber intake. And remember those mortality statistics? The research found that people eating the most fiber had a 15 to 30% reduction in deaths from all causes compared to those eating the least.
That's pretty compelling evidence. It really makes you think about how something as simple as fiber could have such far-reaching effects.
And we're really just scratching the surface. Scientists are continuing to discover new ways that fiber and our gut microbiome influence our health. It's like we're finally catching up to what our gut bacteria knew all along, that taking care of our internal ecosystem is key to overall health.
So what would you say is the main takeaway for someone hearing all this?
I'd say the key message is that fiber isn't just about regularity anymore. It's about nourishing this incredible ecosystem inside us that influences everything from our immune system to our mental health. And the best part? Making these changes doesn't require any special equipment or expensive supplements, just some simple changes to what we put on our plate.
That really puts things in perspective. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most powerful.
Indeed. Who would have thought that something as basic as fiber could be such a game changer for both our personal health and potentially the health of our planet? It just goes to show that sometimes the most profound discoveries are hiding in plain sight. Thanks for tuning in to the Wellness Lab Digest. If this episode helped you, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1. Subscribe to stay updated with fresh, body-loving wellness insights. 2. Share this episode with a friend who needs this today. 3. Comment below and tell us what topics you'd love to hear next. Want to do even more? Check the video description for ways to support the show. Stay curious, stay well, and we'll see you in the next episode.